Picture this, it's the dead of night, July 15th, 1410. A massive storm is raging. Thunder cracks. Lightning illuminates the sky and torrential rain soaks the fields of a tiny, otherwise unknown village in Prussia. This village is called Grunwald, and on this night, two massive armies are camped, facing each other, waiting for the dawn that will bring one of the biggest, bloodiest, and most important battles of the entire Middle Ages. This is the story of the Battle of Grunwald. So who are these armies? On one side, we have the Teutonic Knights. Now, if you think of knights as chivalrous heroes, you might need to adjust your image. The Teutonic Order was a powerful, German-speaking, crusading military state. For over a century, they had been expanding their territory along the Baltic coast, carving out a powerful state for themselves. They were disciplined, heavily armored, and incredibly arrogant. They saw themselves as the pinnacle of European chivalry, bringing Christianity and civilization to the pagan lands of the East. Their leader, the Grand Master Ulrich von Jungingen, was confident, maybe a little too confident. His army numbered around 21,000 men, including some of the most elite and heavily armored knights in all of Europe. They were the undisputed heavyweights of the region. On the other side, we have an unlikely alliance: the Grand Duchy of Lithuania and the Kingdom of Poland. These two nations had been at each other's throats for years, often fighting against the Teutonic Knights separately. But facing a common existential threat, they buried the hatchet. This alliance was led by two cousins, the 60-year-old King of Poland, Władysław II Jagiełło, and the Grand Duke of Lithuania, Vytautas the Great. Their combined force was massive, numbering somewhere around 39,000 men. It was a diverse mix of Polish knights, Lithuanian warriors, and even a contingent of Tatar horsemen. But while they had the numbers, they were considered less organized and less well-equipped than the Teutonic juggernaut. The morning of the battle finally arrives. The storm has passed, but the field is a muddy mess. The sun beats down and thousands of men in heavy armor begin to bake. For hours, nothing happens. The two armies just stand there, staring each other down in a tense psychological standoff. King Jagiełło is patient. He's on his own turf and is happy to let the Teutonic Knights sweat it out in the summer heat. The Teutonic Grandmaster, Ulrich von Jungingen, gets impatient. He sees this waiting as an insult, a sign of cowardice, so he decides to taunt the Polish-Lithuanian king. He sends two heralds carrying two unsheathed swords as a gift to Jagiełło and Vytautas. The message was dripping with sarcasm. "Here, you seem to be hiding in the forest and don't have the courage to fight. So we're giving you these swords to help you out. Come and fight us on the open field." Big mistake, this was a massive insult. Jagiełło, finally provoked, gives the signal. The battle begins. The Lithuanian cavalry, led by the fiery Vytautas, charges first. They slam into the Teutonic Knights' left flank. The fighting is brutal and chaotic, but then something strange happens. After about an hour of intense fighting, the Lithuanian cavalry suddenly breaks and flees. It looks like a total rout. The Teutonic Knights, smelling blood, think victory is at hand. They break their disciplined formation and give chase, eager to slaughter the fleeing Lithuanians. And this is the twist, the great turn. It was all a trap. The retreat was a feigned one, a classic tactic used by horsemen of the eastern steppes, which Vytautas had perfected. As the overconfident Teutonic Knights charged forward, disorganized and scattered, they ran straight into the hidden Polish reserves. At the same time, the fleeing Lithuanian cavalry wheeled around and smashed into the knights from the rear and the flank. The hunters had become the hunted. They were completely encircled. What followed was a massacre. The elite Teutonic Knights, a force that had dominated the region for a century, were trapped and systematically cut down. The Grand Master Ulrich von Jungingen was killed in the chaos, along with most of the Teutonic leadership. By the end of the day, the field of Grunwald was littered with thousands of bodies. The invincible Teutonic Order was not just defeated, it was utterly shattered. The Battle of Grunwald was a turning point in history. It marked the beginning of the end for the Teutonic state and the rise of the Polish-Lithuanian Union as the dominant power in Eastern Europe. And it all came down to that one moment. A patient king, a cunning duke, and a brilliantly executed fake retreat that turned Teutonic arrogance into their ultimate downfall. A battle won not just with swords, but with wits.